Welcome back to Tyranny. Alright, I think time to visit some of my allies. I've done a lot since I last spoke with Voices of the Rat, and I've done an awful lot since I last spoke to Tunan. He wants to hear from me, so I shan't keep him waiting any longer. But I will talk to Voices of the Rat first, mainly because it's kind of on the way. Although I could actually get to the Bastard City faster because I would just teleport to the Mountain Spire, but you know what? It's okay. Apparently there's no path from here to here. At least none that I know of, so I have to teleport to the other spire. No matter. I kind of hope he didn't put 100 blood on a pike. It would be... I feel 100 blood could be a useful ally. But she is dead. I suppose someone else will just lead the tribe. Maybe even me. I know others have scoffed at the idea of a human running a tribe, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. And upon finding us languishing on the ground, the Fatebinder wondered what new madness had the voices devised today. We're drawing maps in the sand and seeking the Council of Insects. Yeah. I've already heard him say this one. I've successfully resolved the Edict of Stone, and Karen the Insufferable is vanished from the lands. As much as that rebellious simpleton of an Archon amused us, an Edict resolved is more important to our purposes. He will not be missed, and our gangs will feast on the fruit of these lands. We thank you, dear Fatebinder, for your assistance. A shame that dire news is the only reward we have in hand. Archon opens his palm to reveal the charred form of a carrier dove. Hours before you arrived, we received word from our agents in Vendrian's Well. It would seem that the Spavord have marched across the mountains, intent on taking your spire. I don't need his assistance, I'll do this myself. Excellent. They've saved me the effort of bringing the fight to them. Well, that answers that question. I don't see 100 blood anywhere around here, neither on a pike nor alive. Okay. No. Oh, no, never mind. There we go. The once proud leader of the Stonestalker tribe lays upon the ground, reduced to nothing more than a decorative animal. You see some familiar but distinctive footprints facing away from Hunter Blood's body, giving you the distinct impression that the rat may be using her as an improvised seat. Well, damn. I was kinda hoping to have Hunter Blood on my side, but alas, I guess not. Well, this might just change my plans. I may just not visit Tunan's court just yet because, well, my spire is about to be attacked. And I feel that's a little bit more pressing. Just a wee bit more pressing. I think Tunan will understand. He'll get over it. So, with that in mind, If I am gonna go to the Bastard City, I kinda have to go through the Mountain Spire anyway. Fate Binder, put your fears to rest. Chorus reinforcements have arrived. Oh, excellent. I didn't even ask for them, but they're here. The Crimson Spear bows with a dramatic sweep of the arm. The voices of Narat would not let an honored ally die alone on the battlefield. I had no intentions of dying. Certainly not when there are disfavored heads to scalp. Just give the word and... Massive sculpture rumbles, shaking the masonry of the spire and sending him off balance. It's the Eye of Sauron! Oh wait, no. The orb in the center of the resonator spins with the push of some unseen force. Where the structure once exuded warmth, now it gives off a ferocious heat that singes your face the longer you stare into it. Sound like music swarms in the air around the structure, but it's painful and disharmonious to your ears. Kills in shadow snaps and snarls at the air, momentarily pained by the pitch of the spire's song. She cracks her spine and pops her shoulders, shifting uncomfortably on her bare, calloused feet. Do not like spires howling, sound of slithering scourges, of many and more bane, chasing and biting at Beast Woman's heels. She tilts her face forward toward the sky, dusky snout sniffing side to side, eyes squeezed shut, and her purple lips peeled back in a satisfied smirk, but can smell it. Song is making Alpha stronger, yep. The spire is now fully awake. Its long, dormant currents of energy dance at your presence. The tines of your spire, they quiver with arcane undulation. He taps the chin of his mask, purring softly. Exquisite. But what exactly is happening? As the ruler of this spire, I have a mystic link to this place. Give me a moment, and I'll get to the bottom of this. Then listen with all your ears can muster, Fate Binder, for I certainly hope you and this stone monolith have some surprise tucked up your sleeve. He points to the disfavored army below, preferably a very big surprise. Oh, I could proclaim my own edict without Kairos. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't think I'm quite yet in a position to move against Kairos herself. And proclaiming an edict, man, that is awfully bold. At the same time, to rain fire down on those fools, oh, that would be pretty freaking wonderful. Screw it, let's do it. I'll try anyway. When I broke the Edict of Fire, I was flooded by an intuition of how it all works. I could try proclaiming it without Kairos' words. That is your plan? You think playing pretend overlord will save you? He waves his hand at you dismissively. By all means, shout your words to the winds. I'd wager every ring I have that it can't be done. Just watch. The mystic hum of the spire pulses to your cadence of your heart. The ancient structure awaits your command. Prepare yourselves. I have an edict to proclaim. As you touch the stone structure, your sense of the moment slows, and you feel the entirety of the tears at your fingertips. The spire stands ready to channel your will. Oh, I can issue edicts. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Oh, this costs power? How much power do I have? This is a currency? Well then. Plus 15 to all magic skills, 15% of frost damage converted to health, plus 5% potion effectiveness. The enemies get plus 15 to all magic skills. Empowerment, Bane, minus 4 quickness. What if I do this stone? Minus 15 to all magic skills. Plus 30 control stone, plus 20 defense against prone attacks. No, I'm going to issue Edict of Fire. Witness my power! Witness it! No! How is that possible? Kairos gave you this edict, yes? To be read against the disfavored. You didn't just do that yourself. The Crimson Spear takes a half step back, did you? Oh no, the fifth eye backs up slowly. That was you. Well, aren't you a deep well of surprises? His hands reach up and slowly grip the sides of his mask. Oh, this changes everything. Even the voices of Narak couldn't have seen this coming, could he? No, I don't believe he could. Distant shouts and roars draw the fifth eye's attention to the army amassing below. But first things first, your edict has sown fear and disorder throughout the disfavored. We must strike now at the zenith of confusion. I agree. The fifth eye struts toward the portal with a twirl of a spear. Their suffering has just begun. Join us, Fatebinder. I'd hate for you to miss the fun. Oh, I have no intention of missing the fun. I will be the focal point of the fun. Oh, yes. It's time to slaughter some purple-clad weaklings. Yes. Yes. You dare try to defy me. A cadre of disfavored warriors, their armor stained with soot and smoke, cautiously approaches, led by Cedius, now wearing the regalia of the Iron Guard. Impossible! I have seen the blood chanters call upon fire, but this... The intensity, the heat. How have you channeled the fires of Kairos? They are no longer the fire of Kairos. They are now the fire of Muriel the Unwielding. You would be well to learn that, and quickly, before your dying breath, weakling. Sevius glances back, taking stock of the troops that haven't retreated into the smoke. The faint of heart may fear your mystic fire, but I was there when the burning library was set ablaze, and it will take more than a hapless imitation of Kairos' conflagration to scare me. Does this look like an imitation to you? Awaiting Sevius' signal to charge, the soldiers start chanting, "Graven Ash protects," and clap their weapons against their shields in challenge. Fools, did you not hear me proclaim that edict? Either I cast that edict by myself, or did so with the Overlord's blessing. Think that through very carefully. No, that's the talk of a delusional child. On top of your other crimes, you now blaspheme Kairos, likening yourself to his power. I thought Kairos was a her. Do not make us laugh. Sevius turns to his soldiers, looking to see who shares in his laughter. His guffaws fall flat when he sees his warriors shuffle nervously in silence, their weapons trembling. Interesting. Every other time before this, when Kairos is mentioned, it is always alluded to that Kairos is female. This is the first time I've ever seen Kairos referred to as a male. So, let's see, several possibilities then. One, this is just a typo and an oversight. Maybe in some previous draft, Kairos was a male and they changed their mind somewhere through development and they forgot to change this. Two, Sevius is simply misinformed. He's never actually seen Kairos in person and it's just misinformation on his part. Three, Kairos is like a shapeshifter and can be either male or female or both or whatever. Interesting. It's probably just an oversight and I'm overthinking it. Enough prattle. Advance! Slay this aberration of justice and bring glory to Graven Ash. Sevius gives the signal to attack. Rushes forward with a roar. Now the fun starts. Alright. This is gonna be perfect. Here guys, enjoy some lightning. Yes.
Right. And this weapon is like nipples on men. I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass. I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass. On it. Know my own strength.
Look at the iron pigs bleed. Chortling with glee, Fifth Eye spins his spear, spattering blood in a wide arc. Our foe is in retreat. Their vanguard is broken. The rest of their forces are too afraid of this glorious funeral pyre we've created. He jabs a spear into the corpse of the nearby disfavored. Such a shame. I was starting to almost enjoy the smell of cooked disfavored. We have the courtyard under our control. Leave the cleanup duty to me and my gang. Make haste to the top of the spire. No doubt you'll want a bird's eye view of the disfavored turning tail and running in shame. First I'm gonna loot them. Oh! Iron Greatsword. Masterwork. Wow. That's a hell of a lot more damage than the Greatsword I have. But much slower recovery, slower accuracy. It doesn't have special ability. But let's compare it. Rending, -1 armor on hit. Oh, I'm comparing it against hers. Oh, whoops. My bad. Even though I have hers selected. There we go. Alright, let's see. Well, it is more powerful. Well, Tempest hasn't reached maximum level yet, but wow. This Iron Greatsword is... damn. It doesn't have the Storm Wheel ability. I think I'm going to stick with my Tempest. Definitely going to hold on to this. Anything else to loot out here? No? Let's go back up to the top of the spire. The zeal and fervor that the disfavored brought to the battle evaporate in the face of your edict, and the ease with which you dispatch their leader. Your overwhelming display of power sends panic and terror rippling through the enemy ranks. The survivors carry with them rumors that defy belief. The Tears has another Archon, one showing the power of Kairos, the power to cast edicts. Yes, I'm more powerful than an Archon. So I'm guessing this is the end of Act 2? Confusion sets in across the realm. Amid the whispers and misinformation, one fact remains consistent. The Overlord's power has been challenged. You safely assume that such rumors are making their way back to Kairos. Yes, that's not good for me. I didn't want to reveal this so soon, but it is what it is. Sweat stings your eyes as your edict bathes your spire in oppressive heat. Its weight felt everywhere in the valley. Slowly, the temperature wanes, turning from nearly unbearable to almost tolerable. Over the next few days, the extreme heat eventually dissipates as your edict ends, releasing Vendrian's well from its molten grasp. You gather a small council of your closest allies and plan your next steps from the safety of your spire. No sooner do you get started than Callio, Fate Binder of Tunon, pays a visit bearing an important message. I keep hearing about this little spire you've been calling your own. Nodding with a smirk, Fatebinder Callio peers over the edge of the tower. Now that you've slaughtered those who would take your lands, I think your claim is as official as it gets. I'm gonna play nice for now. Nice to see you, but how'd you get up here? Isn't it obvious? Callio shakes her head with an agitated scowl. The bigger question is, how did you do the most convincing impression of the Overlord Terratus has ever seen? No one's entirely sure what to make of you these days, Muriel the Unyielding. They say you spoke an edict of fire, not a proclamation of an edict of Kairos, but your own edict of fire, your own mystic conflagration. You're no mere fatebinder. Of that much we can be certain. You've proclaimed and broken the Overlord's edicts perhaps one too many times. If I had known you could do this when I first met you, I'd maybe have tried in earnest to kill you. I hope for the sake of Terracus that the right person has inherited this gift. I don't know what to make of you, Fatebinder. Proclaiming and breaking the Overlord's magic, claiming those awful towers, it should come as no surprise that an edict is within your grasp, but I still find room for surprise. You're powerful in ways that gang bosses and mages aren't. You commanded this place to do your bidding, and unleashed something incredible on the world. That isn't the work of a Fatebinder. If anything, it's the work of an Archon. Beastwoman will follow, Alpha from here to end of Tears Lance and farther still, with Paw prowl deep into cold north, hunting armies of Kairos at Alpha's side. Together, Shadow Hunter and Alpha will slaughter whole of Primus' tribe. She shakes her head with a grin. I always knew you'd be a delightful bit of trouble. I didn't think you had a touch of the Overlord's power in you. Why didn't you tell me? I'm gonna turn back to humble. I was boastful and powerful with just the fifth eye here, but with this Fatebinder here, I'm dealing with the court of Tunon and Kairos herself probably soon. I gotta be careful about this. I don't want to flex my muscles too hard. I flex my muscles to destroy the disfavored. But now that it's over, I'm gonna turn back to humble. For the time being. I'm still not sure this power is entirely my own, or what it all means. It means that you're strong, dummy. Stronger than any gang boss in the Tiers, any officer in the Legion, maybe stronger than... I don't even know. Consider Kairos had a first edict, one of Storm's, I believe. And there weren't always long recitations to go with those early edicts. I would assure you Kairos had to learn to walk before running, just like you. That's troubling. I was sure hoping you'd be at least as informed of your talents as you are capable of invoking it. If you're careless, you can cause untold harm with your power. Curious, she taps her chin in thought, looking at you head to toe. Suppose you've no reason to play the fool. I'll say that however it is you came into this power, know that you've drawn the attention of the Overlord. So, congratulations, I think. I come bearing orders directly from the Overlord. Callio clears her throat, her voice becoming somber and severe. Kairos has decreed two things. First, the Overlord has demanded that one and only one Archon is fit to rule the Tiers. To that end, the Archons are to settle through death or dominance who is the one Archon fit to inherit the Tiers. Well, that's either gonna be Voices of Narat or me. And the second decree. Kairos has decreed you are the newest Archon. Fatebinder Callio bows with exaggerated flourish, so the other Archons now have orders to control or destroy you, and the other way around. Her face becomes a beaming smile. See, this is why I try to avoid getting Kairos' attention. Well then, they will either bow to me or they will die. It's pretty simple, isn't it? And to be clear, this is a command from Kairos, but not an edict. Correct. There's no edict backing this order. She smiles a toothy grin. Such encouragement hardly seems necessary when the task is its own reward. The Overlord has merely rescinded Kairos' peace. The Archons may kill and maim each other without breaking any laws. Kairos knows, rightly so, that enmities new and old will drive the Archons to mutual destruction. The Overlord needs only remove the pretense of peace and watch the ensuing violence. Kalios shrugs with a smile. Would you have preferred another do-or-die edict? What of the court? Have you heard what Tunan and Blood and Mark think of this? As per usual, Tunan has the emotional range of Pumice, but Blood and Mark seemed almost giddy. I think the old Shadow is already putting names on his daggers. I was wondering if Blood and Mark would hear this order and promptly stab Tunan, but no. It would seem the Archon of Shadow is happy to serve Tunan. Makes sense. I've never known the old Shadow to crave that kind of power. She clears her throat, her voice growling somber. You'll have to deal with them too, and I fear greatly for how that'll turn out. I imagine Tunan is too loyal to bow to you, and Blood and Mark too proud to accept you as his better. She nods quietly for a long moment. There is no way this ends well for some of us. Okay, well, this is what I'm thinking in my head. But this is what I'm going to say out loud. No reason to blurt out all my plans. First step is deciding you won't bow to one of the other Archons. Callie offers a smug nod. I wish you best of luck in your upcoming struggle. Know that when you come for Blood and Mark and Tunan, I and the other Fatebinders won't interfere. Fair enough. A question me and the other Binders have been asking. Can you do this again? Nunavau believes in you. Another who shall remain nameless takes the more cynical stance that the Overlord has a hand so far up your ass she can puppet your mouth, and you couldn't cast a second edict if you tried. She sizes you up, head to toe. Me, I think you have it in you. Or at least I like the idea of proclaiming an edict of yours someday. I'm certain I have it in me to cast another edict, but I'm not sure I want to play recklessly with this power. That sounds remarkably wise, I blurts out alongside. I think you can and should use this power to stop your foes. As you grow in power, your edicts might remain longer. It would be a shame to leave an arcane disaster that haunts us long after the problem is solved. Considering the terrible damage you'll inflict if you screw up what you're doing, I can't blame you for being cautious. This isn't the only spire that has awakened, for lack of a better word, to your presence, right? Correct. There are other spires that I call my own. Ooh, you area open. Consider a trip to the Blade Grave. or Stalwart, as it used to be called. That's where the Ocean Spire is located. As far as I know, we haven't claimed it. Neither has anyone else yet. Oh, but I will soon. Thank you for the information, though, Callio. You've been most helpful. With a nod, Callio begins to make her way to the exit. When you roll Terratus, look me up. If you're successful, I know I'll be in need of a new Archon to serve. Keep that in mind, Callio. I like your attitude. I know I'm mostly sober, but just so we're clear, you did just issue an edict, right? Lantry taps his quill to his tongue, unsure of what next to write. First you cast an edict, then this full-on War of the Archons. This whole chapter of the Chronicle it's like reading fiction. So Kairos has ordered all the Archons to fight it out until only the strongest remain. I think we can now safely say that the Scarlet Horse philosophy has been vindicated. You have a point there, Verse. A rumbling mutter stirs from under Bear's helmet, devoid of any cogent words. Alpha, birth, own words of power like humans prima, called Kairos, is better mystic than brother broodmother to kills in shadow, than Stonestalker's 100 blood, than Beastwoman Archon slaughtered by mark of shadows. She snorts and grins savagely. Kills in shadow knew Alpha was the most powerful human in the whole of Tearslands. Curved claw taps the side of her snout. Nose was not wrong. One last thing, hesitating before she leaves. Callio taps the parchment she's been holding to her forehead with a self-deprecating scoff. All this talk of you being the second coming of the Overlord, and I almost forgot my duties. This is a court summons from Blood and Mark, Tunan's assassin. I suggest you read it carefully as part of your preparations. Your survival may depend on it. Good luck, Archon. Ironhearth is now unlocked on the world map. Archon Fatebinder. The fifth eye dispels his words like a cloud of gnats. Whatever you call yourself, our agents have infiltrated the outskirts of Ironhearth. Ash and his troops are as exposed as raw nerve. Before you make your final assault, the voices in the rat wants to discuss that stunt you pulled, yes? People are beginning to talk, and the Archon doesn't want there to be any misunderstandings. We can talk. You're to meet the Archon at Cacophony before we hurl our forces at Ironhearth. I know your warlike ways compel you to do otherwise, but we really must insist. Very well, tell the voices I'll meet him at Cacophony. Trembling with laughter, the fifth eye points at you. Delightful, Archon. He knows already. I will keep tempers at a controlled burn here at Vendrian's Well. Please send the Archon my regards. And Fatebinder, his piercing, reedy tone subsides, for a moment sounding almost normal. Remember who you're going to meet. The Archon of Secrets loves nothing more than a challenge, but he also loves to win. He tilts his head to the side in confusion, then shrugs in a casual manner. The fifth eye waves you off with an enthusiastic flap of his fingers. Oh yeah, level ups. That's pretty cool. think I'm just gonna take the passive bonus right here for now. So before I can get to this tier, I do have to get something else somewhere. Let's read this new missive. On the subject of the spires. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank sheet of parchment. You have binder Myothis contact information in hand and contemplate your opening words. 500 rings, why would I send payment? Kid, I take it you're aware of the Overlord's latest decree. If not, let me give it to you straight. Now's a bad time to be an Archon in the tiers, since most likely I'll be the one to cut you down. I thought I'd first explain, it's not my choice. But if it was, I would still choose to kill you. See you soon, Bled Mark, Archon of Shadows at Court Blade. Okay, we can meet. Let's see what else can I do. We can get taunted. I kind of do want to taunt him. Yes. Yes. But it wouldn't be the worst thing to get him to come out to the open if he accepts my invitation. What about cordial? Oh, that's the diplomatic, most diplomatic answer I could give, and I am tempted to go this way. Thing is, do I really want someone like Bledenmark as my servant? Sure. Absolutely has its uses. Very much so. Very, very much so. But sooner or later there would be a blade between my shoulder blades. You know, if you know what I mean. Keeping someone like that around, he's going to murder me sooner or later, or attempt to murder me. So, let's arrange a meeting. I was really tempted to taunt him, but I think this is the better way to go. I will try to be the more honorable one here. Alright. So, sooner or later I have to eventually get back to the Bastard City and talk to Tuna. And this may or may not be the final mission of the game, who knows? Or at least of this act, probably. But I have other things to do first, like snuffing out the remains of the disfavored, and slitting Graven Ash's throat. Then we'll see what to do about Voices in the Rat. But for now, I'm going to cooperate with Voices in the Rat because we have a common enemy. So we'll leave off here, and we'll go speak to Voices in the Rat next time and set out to finish off the disfavored once and for all.